Interviews with business owners and veteran executives who share their wisdom and expertise to help you de-stress, free up time, and make more money. Profits of IT. Welcome back to the Profits of IT. I am Jim Punzenberger, your host and the creator of the Managed Prospecting System. If you're looking to generate leads and appointments without cold calling, ad spend, or spamming, check out managedprospectingsystem.com. Today, I have Forrest Derr of Altaworx with me today. Forrest, why don't you say hi and tell us a little bit more about Altaworx?
Hey guys, glad to be here. Altaworx, we are a carrier that has a white label voice platform. And one of the things that we are able to do is help MSPs to build equity value by providing a white label voice over IP solution, as well as connectivity for their clients.
Cool. So what's something interesting about yourself outside of work?
Something interesting outside of work. I used to be a pool player years ago.
As in
and
billiards?
And as in billiards, and the short story is I failed out of school, my first try at school, because I was playing pool too much. But I made it to the 10th place in the International Collegiate Tournament out in Arizona, and that's my limited claim to fame, where I got in the Pool and Billiard magazine. Of course, then I failed out of school and I had to start over and come up with a different career path. Hence, I ended up in business. So
the billiards wasn't a long-term career path.
it did not work out for me long term. Correct. It was fun and exciting during the ride, but did not work out.
So was it something that you actually like make money doing, or is it just like something that costs you money to enter the tournaments and stuff?
I actually was making money that 2 years while I was in college. I was failing in school, but I was making money playing pool, doing a little gambling. It was a little fun, but realized that that was not a long-term good solution for me, and decided that I needed to go back to school and get a business degree.
Got it. Cool. So what would you say is your superpower when it comes to business, and how can others apply that in their own businesses, their lives?
I think my superpower is personally is helping visionaries succeed in business. So I started a business years ago. Started a website development business back in 2000, and ran it for a couple of years and ended up selling it. Liked that process, but realized that I'm really more comfortable in a supporting role. And so I've worked with a couple of visionaries over the last 23 years to help them organize and structure their business, build out processes, document processes, and help them grow their business. So instead of being the big idea guy that comes up with ideas and comes up with the risk taking, I'm more suited as a superpower to, I guess you could say I'm Robin. If you look at Batman and Robin, I'm Robin.
Yeah.
I'm the guy that supports Robin, Batman, and makes him look good.
So if I want to be a better Robin myself, do you have any tips on doing that and improving as being Robin?
Actually, I do. So there's a process that we use. It's called EOS. It's the Entrepreneurial Operating System. And if anybody out there has not looked at that, if you have a small business, EOS is a tremendous business operating system that will help scale your business and grow your business. So my seat is the integrator seat. And so I sit below the visionary and I support the visionary. I take his vision and expand that out into the company and make sure all the employees have the tools they need. Whereas the visionary comes up with all the ideas that may or may not work that I have to vet. So EOS is probably the best suggestion I would have, is if you're in this type of position and you like this type of position, implement EOS. It'll make your life a lot easier.
Okay. And what else should I know about EOS?
EOS is a program that is structured for typically businesses 10 to 500 employees. So it's not necessarily for everybody. You get too small and it's not necessarily a good fit, but you're in that sweet spot between 10 and 500 employees. And it's a great system. There's a lot of tools out there that make it easy for you to manage. And it really just creates organization out of chaos. So lots of small businesses are constantly looking at new products and new solutions. And how do you create a structure to manage all those tools and processes? EOS provides all that.
Got it. Any other tips for improving in this area?
Um, that's probably it for right now.
Okay. And so any other superpowers that go along with being Robin or any
I would say that,
maybe superpower isn't the right word, but
yeah,
strengths.
strength or skills.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say in my role, one of the skills that I've been able to hone over the last couple of years is really understanding financial statements and understanding how to manage expenses in a business. If you've got a visionary that's got all these ideas and he's a CEO and he's running around from here to there, flying on his airplane, doing whatever, sometimes it's hard to get those guys under control and kind of tame them to get focused on what is profitable. And so I've learned over the last several years in particular with this visionary to really spend a lot of time digging into the financials and making sure the company is healthy, making sure that I can read financial statements and work with banks to establish lines of credit and things like that.
Do you have any tips for learning financial statements? Any
Yeah.
resources that would be good for that?
It's really comes down to experience. You really got to just dig into it. We are, our company is about 26 employees now, probably running around $12 million run rate right now. And, believe it or not, a company of our size, we still use QuickBooks. And I run into people all the time that think they need a very, very complex financial system to run even a decent sized business, and you don't. So we use QuickBooks. QuickBooks is very easy and intuitive. It's very easy to learn and it's very easy to manage. And so I would encourage people to take a step back when they're looking at that business and not make it more complicated than it needs to be.
Just be simple with your financials
Correct.
and make it easy, not make it a complicated process, it sounds like.
Correct. It's very easy to overcomplicate your business. And sometimes, like going back to EOS is simple to understand, but difficult to implement because it requires consistency. And the same thing with financials. You can make them more complicated than they need to be.
Got it. Any other tips?
I would say that, since it's an MSP audience, that, MSPs need to be looking at how to build a business where they can exit successfully and exit with the highest equity value. And one of the things that we come across people all the time, and we're in an acquisition phase. So we've looked at buying several businesses over the last 3 years. And every single business that we've looked at acquiring has not been doing taxes properly. And when I say taxes, I'm not talking about your CPA. I'm not talking about filing with the IRS. I'm talking about telecom taxation. And so a lot of MSPs get confused, particularly about, voice, white label voice, hosted voice, if you will. And they think that because it's through the internet, it's not taxed. And that is like the exact opposite. VoIP is actually one of the highest regulated solutions out there in the industry. So last I saw, there's like 24,000 taxing jurisdictions across the continental United States. That's a big number. That's a lot of taxing jurisdictions. It's a lot of people to keep up with. So my advice is, if you want to build equity value in your business, which I would think most MSPs, that is their business model, is make sure you add recurring revenue, but add it in a way that secures your equity value. So make sure that you're out there, procuring it from the right sources, make sure you're taxing it properly and submitting all those taxes to the right regulatory authorities.
Got it. And elevator pitch, who should be a partner with you guys and why should they partner with you guys?
So anybody that is looking to build recurring revenue to increase their equity value, that's somebody who we would be a good partner. So we have a great solution where you can take your business, become a telecom reseller, and sell white label VoIP, white label internet, build equity value at a low cost of entry. If you do it right and you do it on your own, it's very expensive, and we have a way to do it inexpensively, but still help you build that equity value in a way that you maintain the value of your business, so that when you want to exit one day, you get the highest multiple.
Got it. And if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, what's the best way of getting a hold of you?
Send me an email. It's fderr, F as in Forrest, DERR at Altaworx, ALTAWORX.com.
Got it. Well, thank you for your time here today, Forrest.
Appreciate it.
And any last closing thoughts?
Go out there and sell some VoIP and let us help you do it.
Got it. Well, thank you.
All right.
Until next time on the Profits of IT, I am Jim Punzenberger, your host and the creator of the Managed Prospecting System. Check out managedprospectingsystem.com to generate leads and appointments without cold calling, ad spend, or spamming.
Thank you for tuning in to the Profits of IT. Please smash that like button, subscribe, and share.